Welcome back to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4. I'm Insetic. With me on this is Matt Rocks 101.
Hey, I'm Matt.
And Canuck Dude.
Hey.
So, we're heading to the first of the two buyable bonus levels, sort of. We're heading to Carnival, and Tony Hawk is looking like a clown.
Clowning.
You always ask me, what have you done with Tony? So we'll get out of the way. Yeah, I made him as, colorful and, with the clown pants and shoes, and he has that novelty beer can hat. But yeah, so the Carnival is the first of the levels that you need to buy with cash. It will have 14 goals, a whole lineup of cash, and then gaps and some mini games for 100% completion. And some of the goals will really ramp it up. You'll be going from needing to get, pro high scores of, 300,000, 500,000 up to, 1.5 million for the last challenge here.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you guys play these as kids?
I played a lot of Carnival. I loved it. I thought it was the coolest level, but that might have just been because the first I ever saw of Tony Hawk was at my friend's house, and he was playing or Tony Hawk's 4 was at my friend's house, and he's playing the Carnival level, and that's all we did. So
yeah, yeah, that's the kind of thing that definitely sticks with you.
I never actually really liked this level solely because of the theming. I just don't like carnivals. That's a me thing. It's a fun level to play around in, I guess.
Yeah,
I just don't like carnivals.
Like between the time when I played this as a kid and when I, watched footage of it years later, in my mind, this level became to where like the Carnival was more of a whole theme park, giant rides and everything. And then you actually look at it, and yeah, it's one of those carnivals that gets, set
like
up in a back
county
lot.
fair.
Yeah, more like a
yeah,
county
it's like
fair.
a county fair, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that was just kind of weird.
In a way, that's kind of interesting to me. That's not really something you'd see in a skateboarding or like an extreme sports game. Is something as not benign, but something as I don't know what the word is. Plain, I guess, is a county fair. It's interesting to me they made it fun to
Tone down.
skate. Yeah, toned down, especially for an unlockable bonus level. It really does seem like it could have been like a normal level. You know what I mean?
You paid money for this.
Yeah,
Well, you do have
get.
to pay money to get into a county fair.
Right.
I was going
That's
to say
true,
what's
you do
most
have to
interesting
pay.
to me about this county fair is it looks like county fairs that I've actually been to a lot of. They really nailed that entire aesthetic.
Oh yeah,
I never really noticed till later when I first played it. I didn't really notice all the similarities to like actual county fairs I've been to, but they got that down pretty good.
I wanted to point
yeah.
out you nailed that high score. That was a 750K.
Thanks. I'll really quick say that, the high scores, which again start at 750K and will go up to 1.5 million for the second one.
I didn't know you could go back there.
Yeah, there's a cash pickup. Was like the bane of my existence because, not only did I want to do it well, but I actually had to, do it. And so it was like just every time I'd get a big like 400,000 point combo or 500,000 point combo and then wipe out. Sure, you could come back from that, but I'd have to restart and try again. Your soul can't come back from that.
Tony Hawk looking high as
It's
hell
that
in those
Tony
pictures.
Hawk feel. So, but yeah, like you were right in that they really like nailed the aesthetic. Like my grandparents who lived in a small town in Iowa, every 4th of July there would be a carnival that's set up in the main plaza for the week, and usually we went up there as kids, and it was this type of thing. Memories.
I love the look. I'll just admit, I am nostalgic. It makes me nostalgic for when I used to go to the county fair all the time as a kid.
Now, actually, my one, didn't have like just live animals.
Mine did.
It wasn't like you were, I don't know, buying like a pig to take home and butcher or something. But
Well, you didn't do
this-
that at the
animals
county
are fighting
fair.
back. Oh,
Yeah.
You didn't buy a pig at the county fair. They were
I
there
like-
to show off like they're animals, how big they were.
I like how the game's response to you getting bitten by an alligator is don't do drugs.
Yeah, don't do drugs, kids.
Or else the alligators will get you.
Alligator.
yeah, but yeah, that's kind of a
Food
funny
safe.
little animal thing where if you hang around too long back there, the alligator will
Not
try
even
to
if you
get
hang around too long. The moment you set foot back there, that boy's gunning for you.
Yeah.
That's also part of the reason why I didn't like this
Tony Hawk a
level.
mile away.
Big boy energy.
Yeah. He's coming. Oh lord, he coming.
Yeah. And just some really cool things, like especially this tiny little roller coaster track. Everyone knows one of those. You just set up a little roller coaster with just tiny little things. But here in this challenge, actually, I'm going to show off a fun little glitch, which is that, if you do a special trick and then revert and then get back up in the air before, like, the revert has registered as being over and you spin, those spins will apply to the special trick. So, like, the 900, you normally can't spin during it. But as you see, I'm going to 900, revert, and then the spinning adds to it, and basically, since the 900's worth like 10,000 points, adds 10,000 more points every spin. So
That's
it's like,
amazing.
Yeah, so you'll see that in the speed runs, and I just wanted to show it off here. Yeah, it is a little cheap, but it's also kind of cool that, do like a Indy 900 anywhere where, you can really quickly revert out of a quarter pipe and get up into the air again. Yeah, like Indy 900, do that, spin like 2 or 3 times and get triple or so the amount of base points. It's really cool.
I always thought it was funny how I was actually playing Thug Pro with like max stats, and I always thought it was really funny how if you do it right, you can get enough air to like do a normal 900. I think you can do it in this game too, like without like doing the trick.
Yeah.
And it's not worth anything. If you just do like a kickflip 900, it's like worth no points. But if you do an Indy 900, that's worth 11,000 points. What's up with that, huh?
Yeah.
But in that game, you can spin while doing the 900. So I found out that without even like cheesing the game, if you get enough air, you can do a 180 900. You just start spinning at the very beginning of the trick.
Yeah.
You do a 180 900.
Yeah, you could sort of do that in this game too, but they've set up the air so that if you're just spinning, basically the maximum you'll get is a 900 or so, and then if you do the actual 900 trick, maybe you could do an extra 180, but that's it. Like, it's definitely a glitch with the revert not being completely done. But then here's some fair games. The shooting one, the reticle was moving around on its own. You only choose what buttons to fire and you try to match them to the targets. But since the reticle moved around on its own and I haven't, memorized the whole thing, I had no idea when it would get to anything. So that's, I missed most of the shots because it was just like, shoot, I should probably hit this now or else I might not get it. Kind of thing.
This ain't your pappy's third-person shooter.
Yeah.
This is Tony Hawk's Pro Shooter 2.
But then the wood-cutting one, you just move the analog stick or D-pad, hit left, right, and X to replace the log. Pretty simple.
I don't know, you said fair game. That didn't seem like a very fair game. They had 2 people on their side, and you only had 1.
Yeah, but we won.
Yeah, but that still didn't seem fair.
Skateboarding gets you extreme arm strength, I guess.
You gotta hold that board up in the air,
Yeah,
Tony's
doing all those hand
jacked pro
plants.
skater.
Yeah. Every day when you're skateboarding is both leg and arm day. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you're ripping up this Vert competition.
So then just a fun little Vert competition with, some ramps, and you could spine transfer in the middle, but I just kind of went ramp to ramp. But we're trying to beat Billy Bob himself.
Damn.
The hidden skateboarder. Not literally hidden.
The Billy Bob?
Sorry, what?
The Billy Bob?
Yeah,
famous
the
skateboarder
Billy Bob.
extraordinaire?
Yeah. Billy S. Bob.
I didn't even know they got the licensing rights to him.
Right. Well, I mean, he's one of those figures like D.B. Cooper. He went into hiding a long time ago, and so, you could put D.B. Cooper in your media, because if he comes out of hiding to complain, he'll get arrested.
This is true.
Ooh, ow, that hurt.
I mean, we don't talk about what Billy Bob did back in 2007. Yeah.
Right. Dang. That's kind of, that's something to think about. You, do something real big and infamous, and you escape, but then if anyone uses your likeness in a way you don't like, you can't come out of hiding to complain about it.
This is true.
Yeah.
I found that out the hard way.
Oh, yeah. Matt Trox isn't even your real name.
Damn. Is this true?
Yeah, it's not even. It's. Damn, they got me.
The witness protection people pulled the biggest goof on him. Yeah. It was like, what do you mean it's Matt T. Trox? And the T also stands for Trox. What kind of name is this?
No,
and it's
the
just
T,
like...
No, the T... Well, no, wait, that wasn't it. Was it Matt T. Trox?
It is Matt T. Trox, but I thought
What was
we
the
goofed.
T? I thought the T stood for like something that didn't start with T. I'm trying to remember what it was now. It might have been Matt T. Trox. The T stands for Trox.
The joke changes every time we do it
I'm
again.
trying to remember what the original one, though. The original one was like, the name was Matt T. Trox, and the T stood for something that didn't start with T. That was the original joke.
Yeah.
The T stands for Dave.
Or it was like the T stands for Matt or something.
yeah. Matt with a silent T.
Yeah, but I don't remember now what it was.
Yeah. I didn't want my name to be in the, directory under M, so my name is technically T-M-A-T-T, but the T, first one silent.
Yeah.
We talked in the main series, and I guess this is still part of the main series, about, lip trick goals, and, yeah, they really wanted you to incorporate lip tricks by having a bunch of goals be that. And this is one of those where you have to hold this for a long time, and with the eggplant, I just couldn't do it. I don't think what lip trick you do determines your balance. That's pretty weird. I mean, I think it has to be just your balance stat. But
Oh, I was gonna say, does what grind you do determine balance? I swear, at least in one game. One of the games it did.
yeah,
Might have
One
been
of
the ones
Tony
after
Hawk
this
games?
one, though.
I think only in the sense that if you're doing a grind that has left or right as an input, if you hold that at all when you get on the rail, you're already moving your balance that way.
Huh.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's because I think, yeah, if you have the same grind stat, it's probably the same math behind it. When you start on a grind, you probably just affect it by holding down
Left or
left a little too long. But in these levels, like Chicago, Carnival, and then actually in the pro goals where, combos come back, I'd say the combo lines are actually pretty fun. There's something really, really cool, actually, about, having to maintain both your grind balance and your manual balance for an extended duration. Where it's something where you can't just, do one manual and not have to care about balancing it, because if you just...
Oh my god, he's dead!
If you don't bother to hold it the first time, then when you have to do your second manual, the balance will probably be all the way at one end or the other. And
Oh look, there's the
There's
goat.
the goat.
There's the goat Easter egg. We'll never see that again. Haha, that
Yeah.
won't return. That won't be a joke they run into the ground in the rest of this series.
Haha, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Funny
yeah.
goat man.
Yeah. And here's kind of a funny thing. Here on this, test of strength sort of game, there's a different gap for every part of that, the bell. Oh, and here I'm gonna show. Oh yeah, blink and you'll miss it.
Oh yeah, that scared me to death when I was
same.
5 years old.
That was one of
Yeah.
those things that it scared me so much, but I was fascinated by it, so I'd keep doing it over and over.
Again.
Yeah.
And then I found out if you fall off the tongue, it kicks you back out. I think.
Oh.
Can you
Yeah.
fall off the tongue? I don't remember. Maybe you can.
Probably.
Maybe that's that old. What's it called? That Howie Mandela.
Matt's
Yeah.
goofs. But,
The Matt Della effect, as they call
Matt
it.
Della effect. Yeah, that's when you say
Yeah.
something and I'm nodding along and going, yeah, but in my mind I'm not quite.
Listening at all? Yeah.
Yeah, but
No, I got you.
But so look at this combo. You could say, "Wow, this is bullshit." It is really hard, and I guess I have to agree sort of with that, because you do need to think of certain things. You do need to you basically need to revert and jump to close the distance and also keep more of your speed, both on going up to the first O and reverting away from it. But see, look at this. I'm having to balance my manual and grind balance,
Bang.
but I'm not having to do so for 30 whole seconds. It's an enjoyable challenge to make sure to try your best to leave off the balance bar in a place where it will give you some leniency when you have to do your next grind or manual. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because again, like, if you just manual and go like, oh, I only have to do this for 2 seconds, I won't bother balancing. Well, when you start another one, it'll basically crash you immediately.
Playing Thug Pro, like, even in that game, everything seems to move a lot faster, even if you put it on lowest stats. In Underground 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which, I've been...
Oh
God, you're dead.
Jesus.
I'm testing that a lot. But manualing, even if you've got max stats, still slows you down so much.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't know why, if that's, like, for balance reasons or something. Like, if they, designed stuff around that. But that just kind of gets on my nerves, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I never noticed it till we started the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4 one. And then that's when I started noticing how much it slowed you down.
Yeah.
And it seems to be a constant throughout the rest of this series.
Yeah. I just really quickly want to point out, so how I got up there to that guy to get the challenge of the ride tickets is, I believe that's how you do it. Basically, you tear down the Vert Competition. First you do the Vert Competition goal, and then you tear the banners down, and then the stuff will disappear out of the main bowl, and also that barn door will open up. Oh, but yeah, 3 cow manual. I smacked some cows in the head with my board and got that.
This game doesn't like animals very much, does it? We went to the zoo and abused the fuck out of a bunch of animals there.
Yeah, so when the barn door opens up, then there's that quarter pipe. You could take it, jump, get up on the roof, and that's where the guy is. Now, so you might have noticed that the rides just really seem to be getting in my way, which sometimes they do less than other times. In this recording, it was pretty unfortunately happening a lot. Like here. You have to go around, visit a bunch of rides, basically hit a bunch of points on the map that will give you more time. And like this one at the Rockin' Rockets is where the ride itself can get in your way and make you miss it, which I think they should have changed. I think they should have had it be big enough that, like, you can, grind the rail or something and that'll work. Or like here where I missed that, and then I think I'm gonna get run over by the roller coaster here. Yeah.
Bonk. Oh.
I cannot believe.
Basically, this challenge has 2 hard things with it, and the first one feels unavoidable because the first one is the rides better not be in my way, which you can't really predict. I guess, yeah. And then the second will be having to hold a lip trick all the way to the top of the Ferris wheel, which, again, I'm actually gonna barely get. Like, I'm just gonna mention it right now to anyone who hasn't seen the challenge. I'm gonna fall off the Ferris wheel like the text saying, okay, move on, shows up.
Yeah, I hated this challenge as a
There
kid.
should be text that says, like, great, now head for the next ride. You're not gonna see that. But yeah, to get to the top of Ferris wheel, I have to, like, hand plant a cup that's already halfway up. Otherwise, I could not hold that.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is some fucking clutch.
And I was also almost out of
right
time.
there.
That was basically the cheesiest way you'll ever see that be completed. I really wanted to complete that, not cheesing it as much, but after all the rides getting in my way just way too many times, I just finally accepted beating it and moving on.
Yeah, the back half, like the actual like physical back half of this level with like the Rockin' Rockets and the basketball hoops and stuff, that part of the level just feels a bit cluttered to me. Like, too narrow, too many things in the way, kind of, personally. Like, the ride is fun to grind, like, the roller coaster is fun to grind around when you're actually grinding it, but when you're trying to skate around it, it just feels like it's in the way.
Yeah, or even when you're trying to grind it for the challenge, once again, just... Well, how fun it is depends on, does the roller coaster keep getting in your way or not, kind of thing.
Yeah, that too.
Or it's a bunch of things, you just can't control. If there was no moving items, it might be more empty, but you could also reliably do something without having to account for things just getting in your way.
Yeah, it's annoying. I don't know. I think it's mostly that challenge, honestly, if I'm being serious. Because, like, I don't remember bumping into that much stuff otherwise. But at the same time, you don't really, like, what's the word I'm thinking of? You don't really have to use those areas outside of challenges, if that makes sense.
Right.
So, like, maybe
Yeah.
I didn't notice them bumping into them as much because, like, other than that annoying challenge, I never went on those rails because, you know, you don't really have to otherwise.
Yeah, there's...
Oh,
So maybe that's a bit of a wasted potential in a way. Like, it kind of scares you off from using it normally.
Yeah, there's enough good lines without having to get, like, on the tracks where you do have to deal with things that are in your way. There are enough good lines where, yeah, there's nothing in your way and it's just about keeping your balance. But yeah, all of a sudden, we're going from, I don't know, what was the high score at the end of the zoo? Like 500K or 750K to... Well,
No,
I meant
this one was 750K,
I meant at the
yeah.
end of the zoo, but yeah, we're going all the way up to 1.5 million in 2 minutes, which you need to bust the biggest combos.
I was gonna say that this seems like an actual like challenge.
Yeah.
Challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like me as someone who played, Tony Hawk a lot as a kid and can play it now. Challenge to where, like, yeah, like this is really like if you can get kind of back over here and do a bunch of special tricks. Like I had like 4 air tricks, 4 grinds, a special lip, and a special manual to cover the bases. But, enough air tricks to not have to be super repetitive, enough grinds to not be super repetitive. But yeah, you need to find something that works and get it. And you'll feel quite defeated if you crash your 700,000 point combo.
yeah.
But yeah, like
That's
I was
the soul
here and I
crusher
was,
right there.
I was here and I was like, holy shit, I'm actually pretty close with like a minute left. And I remember kind of feeling that because
You feel that pressure side and you're like, oh
Yeah,
shit, I really cannot afford to fuck this up
Yeah.
right now.
But I dinged the bell right there at the end. That was
Nice.
pretty sick as well. Yeah, so I'm interested to see what you say about like the roller coaster grind challenge, Matt, because I thought that one was more annoying actually.
Oh yeah, I probably hated that one as a kid.
Yeah. I think I might be going there. I was stopping to point out the
I
marker
like
at the
this
very
level.
top.
I don't remember liking a lot of these challenges though. Like it's kind of weird how this is one of those levels I probably enjoyed more in Free Skate than I did actually completing any of the objectives in it.
Yeah, they're really pushing you by this point. You need full stats and you need a good understanding of what you can do.
I wasn't very good at Tony Hawk as a kid. I'll just say it. I didn't even know you could fucking manual in
same.
Tony
I
Hawk's Pro
remember-
Skater 2.
I remember my first time playing through this game as like a little babby 5-year-old making it to. No, I don't think it was my first time playing through the game, but I remember the first time I made it to London, getting that
Right.
100,000 point combo goal, and just thinking that is like the pinnacle of accomplishment in this game. Once you get 100,000 points in a combo,
Yeah. Real quick, so yeah, you could take the long way up, which is a pretty cool way, actually. You could take the long way up, or yeah, you can use those doors to teleport right to the top. So, here's the thing about the coaster grind. You could probably see what the issue is. How am I supposed to
Yeah.
grind with these coasters in the way? These coasters will crash you. So, you have to start your grind and line this up so that the coasters will not be in your way, and you can go most of the track without them being in your way. The only thing is, like in your brain, there's 2 sets of coasters, and they're not necessarily like half the track across from each other. The incline up, pulling them up, actually takes long enough that... Okay, here's the way I'm going to explain it. If you're having trouble with this, get to the ground and watch for when one set of coasters basically goes by this point. That point right there, the one with the platform. If you pause when a coaster is at that platform and you restart the challenge, the other coaster should be basically right at the top of the hill. So then you can jump in front of that one and have the whole track unimpeded. That's, I'd say, if you cannot get unimpeded just by trying and you're getting frustrated, yeah, jump down and watch for one set of coasters to be at that point. That's my aesthetic strat. But yeah,
a
I
good
mean, you
strat.
saw it in effect there. And then on this, like every time as the ride goes up, the half pipe won't work, but once it's
my God.
highest up or even starting to go down, it will work. So yeah, get your special pretty quick And then, yeah, about here is when the pipes will work for you.
There
I
it
don't
is.
remember that challenge at all.
I
Yeah, it
think
looks like
you
about the kind of
remember
people
that.
I saw at my county fair right there.
I think that's one that's unlocked by doing a previous challenge first, so maybe it was one of those that you didn't do.
Yeah, I probably didn't do the previous challenge.
It was probably the grind the coaster or
Something like
get
that,
the
yeah.
ride tickets kind of thing. But
One of those ones that I deemed impossible as a child and just didn't bother with.
yeah, it's kind of weird. You know, the other levels have 16 amateur challenges to start, and this one has 14. To me, that's kind of close enough where it's like, could you guys have squeezed 2 more in? But maybe they couldn't. I don't know. Now it's just time to go around and get some cash.
Yay, cash time.
Yeah, I already kind of smoothly got the cash on the Ferris wheel. So that might be some that you're missing. But yeah, otherwise there's some cash on some balconies or this sort of quarter pipe
Oh,
with the
you got
freaking
caught in the
delay.
wheels.
Yeah, it ran me down even when I wasn't on its track. But,
Rebel Rock.
there's probably a better way to get this one, but I'd say just, yeah.
Oh, well, how about I didn't know
You gotta
that
do
was
what you
even
gotta
there.
do.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'd also say, kind of as a short little thing, actually, and also really quick, once
know about that.
you
Oh!
once you have done the ride ticket challenge, I know we pointed out way earlier on about the pro trick objects, but once you've done the ride ticket challenge, you can go turn on or off the quarter pipes that are set up just for that. And if you turn those like off and then back on, you will teleport up to where they are.
Huh.
So you could do that and just teleport up here on top of the roof.
Oh,
You don't need to try to make your way back up.
how about that?
Interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, there's an example of also, turning those objects back on and off. So what I was going to say to kind of wrap this up is, this is also sort of where I kind of wish there were more gaps or more unique gaps. There will be 5 or 6 different lines, different, jump from object to object where it'll be ramp to rail or, rail to fence kind of thing.
My favorite kind of gaps.
Yeah. There's a lot of blank to blank in this game, but so
I
there
feel
will
like
be
there's been a lot of blank to blank in a lot of these games.
yeah, but there will be 6 different places you can get the same, or they use the same rail to fence for doing a gap, or some things that feel like they would be a gap before but aren't. Like when you open the
Yeah.
barn, you can grind those wooden rails in the middle and jump between them. Nothing. It feels prime opportunity. But again, maybe it was getting late in development and it's awesome enough to have these extra levels. With, again, some real, I can't believe I'm saying this about an extreme sports game, but end game content. Pushing yourself to get that 1.5 million points. So that was Carnival, the first of the 2. Next up, we're going to go to Chicago. If you're an extreme sports fan or just have played other Activision games from the time, you've actually seen this level before in Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 2. That's right, a little synergy between the games. But yeah, we'll check that out next time on Tony Hawk 4.